Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you have another great day today. On today's video, we're going to be discussing owning an EV in the cold weather. And if you saw the video before this, I talked about all those Teslas and Chevy Bolts and all those electric vehicles in Chicago. A lot of them got stranded at charging stations. I already discussed that. And so in this video, I'm giving you an example of what it's like probably for the average person who's going to own an EV, more likely if you have a home. The routine, I go through the entire routine as far as me waking up and get my vehicle preconditioned and the whole process, and I even take you on a drive to my work just to see what the efficiency level was when it was cold outside. I think this morning it was around 9 degrees. And so just go ahead and watch the video, and I'll see you all a little later. All right, I'm up. Just got through working out, crack of dawn. Yeah, it's early in the morning. About ready to leave out for work, and I'm gonna show you my routine. Right now I have nothing there. $224 miles of range. I'm ready to start my vehicle up. Right now it says my climate cabin is at 21 degrees. So I'm just going to hit this. Then I'm going to hit this right here. And set to 70 degrees. And then go down to my surfaces. I'm going to turn on my heated seats and my heated steering wheel. And right now my car is in the garage. And this is something you cannot do with a gas car. And I'm going to show you. Vehicle right there, and you see the green lights on, and you see that it's actually charging. This is one of the good things about electric vehicles. See, I got it started, my heater's heating up, and this is my garage. And you can't do this with a gas car, not with the garage door closed. So, so if you're planning on having an electric car, this is how you do it. Keep plugged in the cold, and you start that thing up. You know, while you're getting ready to take your shower or beforehand, let it warm the battery up. And that's what this is doing right now. And later, I'm going to report back to you and let you know how it does as far as efficiency on the road to my destination. My thing is charged to about 70%. I usually don't charge more than that. It's a huge battery. It gives me over 200 miles, way more than I need. So even if I lost 20 or 30% of range due to cold, which I doubt that'll happen because my battery's warmed up. But I am headed to work, so my car will be sitting for hours, and we'll see how much capacity I lose over that point. And I'll see you all back. Out to the vehicle, and right here it says my cabin temperature is at 64 degrees. You know, I just finished taking my shower and everything, and still got the heated seats going on. We're about ready to head out and see what it's like on the inside of this vehicle. Alrighty, unplug my vehicle, see it's still charging up. Got the green light in the front. Go ahead and unplug. I guess this cable must be getting warm, has some moisture on it, but just leave it like that. Go ahead and close my charge port and enter the vehicle. All right. Let's see what we have. See what my current state of charge is. And right now I'm at 73%, which is higher than I would normally be. See, I charged at 70. This is interesting. So it took me above my maximum charge rate of 70%. And let's look at the battery temperatures and see how those are looking. And right here, it's showing I have a battery temperature of 52 degrees. So that's pretty good right there. And my motor temperatures, you see they're heated up already. The motor's already heated up, and they're probably going to heat up more to warm the battery up even more. But I'm going to change this trip right here. As you see, it's showing that I was averaging 2.04 kilowatt hours per mile. And I'm gonna go ahead and reset this. So you can see, and I drove 599 miles, 600 miles basically. and I use 306 kilowatt hours doing that. I'm going to go ahead and reset this. Man, even this is warm. Interesting. Okay, reset. Okay, now we're going to be able to see what my efficiency is on this trip. So one of the things I do like is that I can start my vehicle with my garage door closed. I mean, right now it's very toasty in here. In fact, we're getting hot, and it's saying that the garage temperature right here, 19 degrees inside the garage, which is pretty darn cold. I unplugged my vehicle, and this thing has been running for how long with the garage door closed. You can't do that with an internal combustion engine vehicle. And I'm gonna show you what else I can do. See, I got it completely started up. I put my seatbelt on. You see that right here? This has got the garage door symbol. All you gotta do is push this, open up my garage door. And it's opening up right now. I don't know if you can see that. And see, this is beautiful right here. And a situation like this can increase the safety of the vehicle. You can start your car inside your garage. And not open your garage up until you're in your car and ready to pull out. So I've seen some people get carjacked in front of their house before, but this will increase safety. If you can park in your garage and get your vehicle warmed up, that increases the safety. And then you can just pull out inside the security of your car with the doors locked. And that's my routine every day. When I leave out, I make sure everything, it's all about security for me. I'm always watching, because you never know. Always on the lookout. A lot of years in the infantry, just got me programmed to, keep my head on the swivel. So, but yeah, this is my routine, and I'll check back in with you a little later on. I got it in all-purpose mode, so I'm going to go to snow mode. So I just pushed that right here, and that should help in the snow. See, I have some snow out here, and I didn't shovel any of it, and I don't plan on. And we're going to just take the Rivian right through this stuff. And let's go ahead and get whoa, I'm in the reverse. Okay, there we go. All right, and I'll see you all back a little later. Alrighty, I arrived to my destination, and you check the efficiency right here. And see, I drove exactly 16 miles, and my efficiency is 1.88. And before I reset this, it was at 2. And let me see if I have a longer trip in here. Okay, we go to trip B, and see if. And you see, over this 5,000 miles, I was getting 2.22. So it's not that big of a difference. So right now, you look at the temperature here, it's 9 degrees and pretty cold outside, between 9 and 10. And those my motor temperatures, and then that's my battery temperature, still around the same as it was before I left. And we'll look and see how much range I used. And you'll see I'm at 63%. So I used about 10% of my range to get here. And right now I'm still sitting at 195 miles of range. Like I said, normally I charge at 70%. And I mean, right now, really, you see that gray bar right there, 70%. So really, in theory, I use 7% of my range to get here. So that's not that bad. But I expect it to be worse on the way back. But you see, I got quite a bit of range. So, and I'm not anywhere near fully charged up. And so these vehicles can be just fine in the cold weather, depending on the use case. I did a combination of highway driving. Let me go back, and you can see my speed, my average speed. And so I used 8 kilowatt hours to get here, and my average speed was 34 miles an hour, and it took me 27 minutes. I'm going to check back later after it's probably about 8 hours or so, 7 hours, and we'll see. And we're going to check this again, and I'll see you then. Okay, I'm back, and it is about 8 hours later, and I'm going to show you how much my battery has drained since sitting out in the cold. And it has warmed up. My temperature indicator just does say 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And let me show you this here quickly. And right here is showing 62%, and I believe when I got here I was at 72%, so I lost 1%. And let's look at the battery temperatures. And right now you see my battery temperature is at 40. It was at 50. That's a little cold, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose efficiency. You look at my motor temperatures, and they're pretty cold also. At 30, 37, 35 degrees. So we'll see. I expect my efficiency to be lower. And we'll check here. Let's see, what was my efficiency here so far on this trip? Yeah. So 2.02, which is higher than it was. I guess the car may have recalculated it. It's showing I used 9 kilowatt hours. And when I believe it said 8 this morning. So that last kilowatt hour may have gone to the battery management system to keep the battery warm. And that's you know, if you're planning on purchasing an electric vehicle, which these are great, and you see depending on your usage, the way you're using it should be just fine. I never had an issue in the wintertime. Of course, the range is going to be limited, you know. Well, that's not the right word. Of course, your range will be reduced, but if you have a large enough battery, it's not really going to matter, depending on your use case. Now, if you're like an Uber driver or a Lyft, like it appears a lot of those people in Chicago that got stranded, that's a different use case. And it was extremely cold outside, so those are kind of unusual circumstances. But in the normal routine situation, see, it's quite cold for me. And hopefully it gets cold again tonight, and I can maybe leave my vehicle outside just to see how it reacts, you know, to a cold battery, no preconditioning. But get on the road, and I'm going to let you check my efficiency out as we go along, and be back with you in a second. Okay, I'm at the 25-mile marker. You know, I started off at 16 miles, and my efficiency is still at 2.01 miles per kilowatt hour, and the temperature is showing 41 degrees outside, so I warmed up quite a bit from this morning where it was only like 9 to 10 degrees outside. So and my motor temps, they're 90, so they've come up quite a bit, but I thought that they would get a lot hotter to warm the battery up. And right now my battery's still sitting at 41 degrees Fahrenheit. And I could use some air in my tires. My tire pressure is low, and that's one important thing, to make sure when it gets cold outside to make sure your tire pressure is correct. This is supposed to be at 48, and I'm not sure what my cold tire pressure is. It's probably sitting around 44. But that's one thing to help really improve your range. But so far, you know, my efficiency is looking pretty decent for it being so cold outside. At around 2 miles per kilowatt hour. I mean, if you looked at, as I showed you over the last 5,000 miles, that's not too far off what I've been normally getting. So, well, I'll check back in with you once I get home. All right, I arrived home, and now I'm going to show you the final numbers here. And right here is showing that I got 2.02 miles per kilowatt hour. I use 17 kilowatts, and let's see my battery percentage. I'm at 54%, so I use 16% of my battery percentage. And as you can all see how much I have left, I have quite a bit left. It was quite cold outside, and this is 30 miles. My car sat for 8 hours in the cold, and yeah, I'm just fine. Still have 166 miles left. I'm not sure what it was when I first started. I can go back and look at the footage, but that's quite a bit of range. And like I said, I normally charge to 70%. So let me see anything else. So my trip was 32 miles, and it was about an hour worth of driving, and average speed 34 miles an hour. So that goes to show, yes, you can drive an electric car in the cold. I don't really see any real difference from my normal drive. I mean, this is normally what I get, anywhere from maybe 13 to 16 kilowatt hours. And yeah, this is great. Some of the other things, when I warm my car up before I get in, as I showed you earlier, When I get in my car, I usually drive for maybe a mile or two and I turn the heat off. I can go on the heated seats because I actually got start to sweat. I had to take my hat off and I almost, I was ready to take my coat off, but I couldn't do that while I was driving. So I just turned the heat off. And if the windows fog up, every now and again, I just turn the defrost on and unfog them. But totally comfortable. This car holds heat really well, at least where I am anyway. And this is how I drive every morning. I turn the heat on and then I turn it off. And that's probably why my efficiency is a lot better than probably other people are getting. But I've been doing this for a long time, so I know how to get every mile out of these vehicles, even though there's no need to. But I was quite comfortable coming in. But yeah, I just wanted to show you all that. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you don't mind, please like and subscribe. I really like bringing this content out to you, and I really want to thank all of my subscribers. It's such a blessing that all these people have been subscribing to my channel. I really, really, really appreciate it. And that's all I have for today. I'd like to thank you for joining me again, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.